Y'all, people are mad, okay? People are mad about some of these makeup releases coming out, and we're gonna talk about it. You guys said you were down with a part 2 for the new beauty launches, so although I feel like I just recently uploaded a video like this, I'm gonna be doing another one talking all about the new launches that are coming out, the new Pat McGrath palette's coming out, along with some older launches as well that I feel like I just missed and I want to talk about. So I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I feel like it might be a long one, so let's just get into it. I can't wait to chat with you. Really fast before we get into the Pat McGrath palette, I thought we were just gonna break right in, but I did want to mention right now BK Beauty is having their anniversary sale. Like, this video isn't sponsored in any way. I am affiliated with them, but I really just wanted to let you know, and I didn't know when else I'd have a time to do it. It's their 4th anniversary sale, so the entire website's 20 to 35% off, and the BK Beauty brushes are some of my favorites in my collection. I brought 3 to show you just really fast. These are my top 3 recommendations. If you don't know what else to get, these are the ones that I really suggest. Love this little angle precision. If you want the finest little wing detail, this is perfect for it. I used to do really chunky kind of over the top wings, not because I wanted to, it was because I didn't have the tools, I feel like, overall, and this makes it so easy. This is the 208. Highly recommend that. I'm probably gonna pick one up myself during the sale just so I have a few, because honestly it's so tiny delicate. I like lose it in my brushes. I'm like, where are you? It takes me too long, so I want to find another one just so I have like double the chances of finding it. That's the freaking truth. Okay, this is the 106 brush. This is what I use for my foundation. I really love that this is dense, but not too dense for, you know, a foundation brush. I feel like I can buff this on without it being too much. Sometimes my skin can get a little weird with like flakes and just different things. So really love this. I also love that it has a soft roundness on the edges. I feel like that just is a little bit more natural as I'm applying product instead of like kind of that flat top kabuki kind of look. And I also really love the size of this because it's not too big. So I feel like I can still fit it around my nose and in those types of areas with precision, and it's not too clunky to kind of get into those areas. So absolutely love this. And then you guys already know, I freaking love this blush brush. This is actually in collaboration with Angie Hot and Flashy, but this is the A507. Love this angled blush brush for blush, specifically cream blush. I find that it just applies it so nicely. It's dense enough that I feel like even for formulations of cream blush that are a little bit glowy or dewy, it can really help me get that pigment on my skin without too much of the kind of glossiness, which I really love. So even those kind of formulations that are a little bit harder to work with, I find are so great with this. It blends it out so nice. I usually just do like a stippling motion to apply, but love these. I mean, these are when I travel, whenever I go anywhere, these are the brushes I'm bringing. But really, I don't think you could go wrong with any of the brushes on the BK Beauty site. I love so many of them. They are synthetic, but I feel like they're just such great quality. A lot of great thought has been put into the cuts of them. They've really held up over time for me as well, and they're nice and soft still. Just really nice brushes. If you're looking, just wanted to mention the sale so you could save some money. I will leave an affiliate link down below. I do have a code with them. I don't think that works for the sale. There's a different code, so I'll leave all that down below, but if you shop through my link, thank you so much. Obviously no pressure, but I just wanted to let you guys know about that deal. I feel like brushes are one of those things that are so nice to have over time. They're like an investment piece in a lot of ways where you're really gonna get to use that purchase over time. So just want to bring that up. Okay, let's get into Pat McGrath now. We're gonna start off, I'm not gonna like tease you for a long time. We're gonna just start off with the Pat McGrath stuff because I was super excited when I saw that a new palette from Pat McGrath was coming out. I was like, okay, I haven't bought a big palette in forever. I bought like the holiday stuff, but that's the last time I really bought like eyeshadows from Pat McGrath. So it's like, maybe this will be the one. Like, I was feeling excited, I was feeling ready, and it was just more of the same. So let's get into it. All right, so this is the Mothership 11, I believe we're on. Sunlit Seduction. Love the name. The packaging looks so beautiful on the outside. Pink, gold, a little bit of purple. I mean, they're starting to look kind of similar. Now, if you guys don't know, Pat McGrath usually teases her palette. So she'll like put out a post where it's like not quite showing it, it cuts off, maybe it's a little blurred out, you know, she gets the hype going, she gets the tease going, gets everyone excited and riled up, and I feel like that can work out really well in a lot of ways, like people talking about stuff, but I also do think sometimes that sets us up for like expectation, it sets us up for like what we imagine things to be. And I've heard this for so many releases now, like, please don't give us pink and gold, please don't give us pink and gold. Like for years, that has been what I feel like I've heard a lot of like die-hard, like really big fans of Pat McGrath, like stans, people buying all the palettes, people who have all of the different launches. They're like, please give us something different. And lo and behold, when this whole palette gets shown, it is pinky, mauve, golds. Like it does look so similar to so many of the other palettes that have come out from Pat McGrath. Now, first off, I never think that the Pat McGrath online images, like she sells a fantasy, do not get me wrong. I love the vision of so many of the like online videos that she does. But I feel like the actual powders, rarely are they really shown, at least in the still photos, in the special way that they actually look. So I have hope that in person, this is probably such a beautiful palette, and there are so many shades in here that look similar even to the quads that I have. Like I'm like, they probably are different, but man, if you had so many of the palettes, I could totally see how this would be really hard to justify buying this Sunlit Seduction palette when it looks like the Divine Roses. It looks like so many of the other shades that have come out. Again, upon first glance, I'm no Pat McGrath like expert by any means. I only have one of the big palettes. I have one palette from Holiday, like the big one, and then I have 2 5-pans and a quad. Those are all my eyeshadow palettes from Pat McGrath. So I do not have, I feel like, this vast, expansive collection, and yet I'm looking at it like, what? Like, I feel like that might even be repetitive in my own collection, let alone if you actually had more of the mothership palettes. So I totally get the outrage, the anger, the kind of like, what the is going on? Why do you keep doing this? But I kind of want to talk about the other side because there is this part of me that almost bought this palette. I believe it's launched at this point, I'm pretty sure. And I was kind of tempted. One, I just wanted to know in person, like I mentioned, I just feel like in person her shadows are really beautiful. Like they really are. They're high quality. I'm not saying they're worth the price. I feel like luxury makeup in general, it's just luxury makeup. Like that is what it is. The price point is a luxurious price point, and you just hope that the ingredients are definitely better. You hope that the packaging is there, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, you're paying for a brand. That is just kind of the situation. But I almost bought this. I ended up not. I want to see it in person, and I honestly feel like if I'm gonna go for a mothership, I really should probably go for the last one that came out. What is it? Midnight Moonlight, something like that. I really do love that palette. Every time I go into Sephora, I'm like, okay. But that is really pretty, and it's a little bit more neutral. It still has some pink tinges to it, some mauve tinges to it, but definitely nowhere as pink as Sunlit Seduction. Anyway, the shimmers in here do look pretty. The whole palette itself is pretty when you take it out of context of the rest of the collection, and I think that's part of the issue, because if you're just a more casual makeup user, you don't know all of the palettes that Pat McGrath has come out with. You just walk into Sephora, you pick out, oh, I want to spend some money on some makeup, or I want a new eyeshadow, ooh, I want this fancy one. You pick the palette there that's best for you, and then you might not go into Sephora, you might not go in and buy a palette for a very long time, you know? And so I'm saying all that because these colors are what most people are wearing, you know what I mean? Like most people wear these types of tones. So if you do a pretty neutral palette that people enjoy, I don't know, I kind of see both sides is what I'm trying to say. Like I understand and totally get why someone would feel kind of like, what the heck, or like even a little insulted or whatever. But at the end of the day, the brand does want to make money too. And I do think that these shadows, these colors must do really well and are what sell. And so kind of repackaging those every little bit is what they're doing. I don't know. I guess it's working. I don't really know the back end, but we've definitely seen it before. And I think it's just hard to not be so excited about a launch, especially when maybe you thought you might be because of all the things that you thought the palette could be. Maybe there'd be more purples in this one. Maybe there'd be more something else. I don't know. The looks look pretty as heck, okay? Some of these videos, I know they have the filter on them, the famous Pat McGrath filter, but I still think they look really really pretty. I heard somewhere that they aren't the like baked shadows though, or like the, what does she call them? Astral Blitz, I think they are. There's usually 4 of those per Mothership palette. And for some reason, I don't think there are any in this palette, and that's kind of interesting. That's another reason I just wanted to wait and see it at Sephora to really swatch it out. You know, again, if I separate this from the rest of her collection and the kind of commentary that comes with that, as a palette itself, I do think it's quite pretty. Those 4 shimmery shades, even if they aren't Astral Blitz, look really beautiful and are a part of what's bringing me in. The other thing that kind of stopped me though, like just talking about my personal self here and like shopping, I decided not to go for this right off also because I remember and something about like actual use of products. You know, these black lacquered cases from Pat McGrath, I get that it's luxurious, I get that it's weighted and it's heavy, but I don't love that it's not differentiated from each other. Like they all look the same. And I also find them so heavy to hold. I don't really love that. I think that's one of the reasons I prefer quads and shadow sticks and single shadows and just smaller palettes overall. To be honest, like holding a palette while you do your eye makeup, I just don't love that. And they just feel bulky for 10 shadows. It's like larger shadows. I don't know. There's something about the actual just packaging of the product that doesn't make me want to use it as much. I think that's why I love too the 5 pans that came out during holiday, because they're so small, they're so easy to use, they aren't these big honkin' heavy things. And so yeah, that is another reason too. On top of the price, I mean, this is an expensive palette, and I've noticed that Pat McGrath goes on sale all the time now. Like I feel like I see people talking about the Pat McGrath sale every day. I'm like, when is there not a sale going on? So I would love to know your opinion. Are you for the palette? Are you against the palette? What do you think of the palette? Let me know down below. Definitely feels repetitive. Definitely feels, you know, I don't want to say uninspired, because maybe this is what, you know, Pat loves. Like, you know, I get that way sometimes when I'm making a video. I'm like, I can't keep talking about these things or the same things, or like, oh, I want to talk about more eyeshadows I love. It's like the same goddamn color from different brands, but the same like shade, essentially, like slight differences in finishes. And so even in that way, if that is what she loves, I could see how this might even be more on brand for what she actually wants to put out if she likes doing makeup with those colors. I don't know. Maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate too much here, but I'd love to know what you guys think down below. Let me know if you picked it up. I definitely want to see some videos on it. And like I said, I want to see that thing in store. I really want to swatch it. And if I'm gonna buy a Mothership, I kind of want to take inventory of everything and not just buy the newest one that comes out personally, because I just want to get the use out of it. But also, if you want me to review it, let me know that too. I'll take it into account. Okay, another kind of launch that had me excited and I had to resist. Like I almost bought it once again. Almost bought it, didn't, because I realized all I wanted was the pin. Okay, like I love a little collectible. I obviously love to collect. Okay, let me tell you what the heck this actually is. What am I doing? I'm like getting into it before actually like getting into it. From Charlotte Tilbury, they're collabing with Disney, which we've seen Disney collab with stuff like a million times over, right? Like a Disney collab in the makeup world is not a big deal at this point. I don't think that much, like, or I guess it's just not like that different. I feel like Disney has collabed with like almost every brand, like ColourPop, Charlotte Tilbury, Besame, Wet n Wild, a lot. But this one from Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Make Your Beauty Dreams Come True. It's the Disney 100 Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Collection. And they teased this and then pretty soon after showed the products that were coming out. And one, okay, I do like the beauty bag that's in here. The makeup bag, so cute. I was thinking from the whole collection, this was something I might want to pick up just because it looked so pretty and I don't know, girly, and I've just been kind of into that style. Again, resisted against it only because as much as I have traveled a lot and I do think a good makeup bag is nice, I'm like, I don't necessarily need this one. Like, this is just an aesthetic for right now. Am I gonna like this really long term? I'm not really sure. You know, I'm not like a Tinkerbell huge fan. I just thought the, you know, stars and all that was really pretty. So I decided ultimately to not get it. But then the other products that are in here are actually just repackaged, I believe, regular products from the line with a Tinkerbell logo on them. So, I mean, cute if you get this stuff, I think the Magic Cream is probably the best item to pick up. If you love the Magic Cream and you love Disney, you could just like refill that container over and over, and it has the cute little Tinkerbell on it and kind of the old Hollywood style packaging, like really, really cute. The glow ones are fine. You know what's so interesting? Because every brand, and I mean every brand, is coming out with a glow wand now. Obviously, they're not the Charlotte Tilbury one, but just the market being flooded with other brands doing it does make even the Charlotte Tilbury ones not seem as special to me. Like, just in general, that format, that packaging, I'm just like kind of over it. Like, holy crap. Like, it just feels like a lot. It feels like it's being crammed down my throat. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I just need to get back in touch with the ones that I do have, but it does feel like so many brands. If anyone's doing a slightly liquidy / cream highlighter, they're gonna put it in this packaging, and I'm just kind of like, I love a compact, okay? I love please try something else. Like, please. Anyway, the thing that I really wanted from this, which isn't even something you can purchase. So really, I was just trying to find something to buy from this collection to get the pin. There are 4 different Tinkerbell pins that have Charlotte Tilbury and, you know, Tinkerbell and Disney. They kind of show the collab. So cute. I collect makeup pins specifically. I know, a weird thing, but I do. I have so many from different brands, from buying different collections throughout the years, and I was like, I want to add one of these so bad to my collection, just to like have. I feel like, you know, the makeup expires, all of that, but these pins feel more collectible to me. They feel more special. I don't know, they store a lot of memory just in something so tiny and cute, but I decided not to. I'm like, no, I'm not going to buy something I don't even want for a pin. If anything, I'm sure if I really want one of these pins, I could find them secondhand somewhere. I mean, obviously that will still cost money, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of that even more than just buying a thing to buy it. I don't know. Anyway, I don't even know if I'll do that. I didn't pick this up though, but so cute. Let me know if you guys did, because I'd love to know. I really wish so badly she had come out with specific products in this collection that went with the theme. In some ways, I like that there won't be colors and products that are limited edition and won't come back out. So I kind of like that, but I do think it would have been a little exciting to at least have something, you know, even launching a new product in this limited edition packaging first and then coming out with it later, like kind of showcasing a new product line or something with this collab and then having regular packaging afterward. That would have been cool, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of this one. If you want to know the collection that did get me, and then we'll go into something a little bit cheaper. I feel like I'm talking about a lot of very expensive makeup at the front, although just all the makeup is so expensive now, but the Wild Mustang collection from Chantecaille, 4 single shadows and also 2 lip products, I think it is, are coming out with this collection. It's for fall 2023. I had my eye on these single shadows because they're both exactly the type of eyeshadow I wear every single day, or like, you know, it's more of an everyday type of look for me. So I was just like, oh, I want them. The Chantecaille eyeshadows, the price of them hurts me. I cry a tear, I go kicking and screaming, but the one shadow I have, I think I have the rhinoceros one, which is a little bit dark, a little bit smoky. I don't know, in the light, if you ever go to a Chantecaille counter, the light there is glimmering and glistening off of these products in a way that makes you go, I have to have them. And not that they don't look as pretty in person, because again, I really do like that eyeshadow. These are like a baked formula, which I find is just so pretty, and it's sparkly without being like super chunky, super glittery. I feel like it's really flattering for being as sparkly as it is. Anyway, that shadow, I bought it in person. I didn't buy it online. In person, it just looked a lot lighter. I don't know. And then when I get home and put on my eyes, it's just a little bit darker. Not that it's not beautiful, not that I don't wear it. It's just, I thought it'd be slightly more wearable than it actually is for me for the daily looks I'm doing. But anyway, I love the formula, and I really have been embracing the single shadow life over here. Like the little compacts, even the Charlotte Tilbury ones that come out, they're just like a special little treat. I love them, and I know so many of you are like, what the? And I get it, like I also agree, but I feel like instead of buying tons and tons of bigger palettes, I have been gravitating more to those like one-off single items, and these just happen to be stupid expensive. Stupid expensive. So anyway, the colors here, there's Rowan and Pinto. One is a shimmering cinnamon and one's a silvery mauve. Beautiful. One's a little more warm toned, one's a little bit more cool toned. I am so excited. So I ordered those. I made a post about it on my community tab if you saw it, because also Chantecaille was doing a sale. And so unfortunately I couldn't get these ones 25% off, but I did buy some stuff from the summer collection 25% off. They were doing it site-wide. So anyway, so excited for these. So boring. Like, I mean, I hate to say that because I am not meaning boring as in bad. I just mean I get that these are super neutral, and like there's definitely shadows like this on the market. There's shadows probably from Chantecaille themselves that have come out, but I know that these are the types of shadows I wear, and sometimes I think the idea of something being different, or oh, I don't have a color like that, or oh, whatever. It's like sometimes you don't have a color like that because you don't wear it. You don't wear that color. And so I found that even if I have shades that are really similar, a lot of the times I will use all of them if they're the color that I like. And so yeah, I'm super excited for this. I think it's gonna be so pretty. I love the little packaging, and I really love this for just bringing with me when I'm traveling, that type of stuff. The little single shadows, oh, lifesavers, you guys. They are lifesavers, where you can have your nice makeup with you, the things you really like, but it's still compact and small. I really treasure that as well. I'll always have a big collection for sure. Like, I love the variety, I love the choice, but it is nice that like a full face or even a couple different, you know, variations of looks can fit into something compact. I really love that. So anyway, so excited for this collection. I almost picked up the other two single shadows as well. They're more of like a matte, but they're not like matte. I don't think they're more like a satiny type of shade. One is just a cream. I know. I'm kind of glad I didn't pick it up, but I'm also like, I could see it being nice. I don't know. We'll see how much I fall in love with the two shades that I do get, like that are coming to me, and then we'll go from there. I'm like, maybe I can catch those on a sale or something, but just the two. I'd love to know what you guys think of it. Are you into neutrals like that? I just notice as I am getting older, as my makeup styles change, like just what I'm into currently, I just froth at the mouth for those specific, like literally the Rowan and Pinto shades from any brand, any launch, anything. Those are the ones I immediately go to and I immediately want to try out. So the fact that that was a big part of this collection, I was so excited for. And I literally was like waiting for them to become available because I knew I wanted them. Okay, well, I said I was gonna go to cheaper makeup, but I'm not. There's the new sneak peek for Holiday 2023 makeup from YSL. It almost looks like cracked or like marble with a gold veining or something. Really quite pretty. There's an eyeshadow palette, it looks like. I don't love these tones. At least in the photo. Sometimes things in person, I'm telling you, look different, but the gold, the silver, then this kind of like peachy shade, and then it looks like a really dark blackened kind of color. No, I just don't see myself making a look with those necessarily, or like the amount of looks I would make with those specific colors, too few and far between, honestly. So that's a big no, although I do think that the silver and gold is festive for Holiday, but no. I really wonder how much the advent calendar is, because, you know, I want to know. It looks like there's also a limited edition Libre perfume like in the packaging. That's kind of cool bottle, but I'd love to know, do you guys pick up advent calendars? Specifically, I want to know about that because I'm thinking about picking up an advent calendar more for like Instagram. Like I want to do videos on it, so that is a big part of why I would, but I also want to pick one I would like also. So let me know if there's one you're interested in. Like, let me know, are you into advent calendars? Are you not? Should that be something I'm on the lookout for? And if there's a really good one, let me know what that one is, please. It's all just luxury makeup right now. What the hell? Okay, Tom Ford, a new Private Rose Garden collection. This is the fall 2023. I just bought the Soleil Quad for Summer from Tom Ford. I got the Tropical Dusk, I think it's called, palette, and I really quite like that quad. I've been using it quite a bit. I think it's really pretty. It's pretty basic. Like, I don't think it's a must-have, like, oh my gosh, gotta go get it, but I do enjoy it. I think it's nice. Definitely gives me summer vibes, that type of thing. This one, I don't think I'm gonna pick up. There's an all matte one and then one that looks like it has like a shimmer, maybe two. The colors are very similar, and it's interesting because I thought there were some pink ones that just came out. Like I really thought we did the pink thing already, even just this year. So those ones aren't getting me, thank goodness. Thank goodness, you know? Ooh, more luxury makeup, you guys. I'm telling you, I think that's Why is that? Like, is that a trend overall, or is that just what's happening right now? Like, in this video? I don't know. Let me know if you guys have noticed an overall trend. But Prada is coming out with makeup. I believe this stuff is available. So there's going to be skincare and makeup. There's foundations, lipsticks. There's a lot going on. But what was really interesting are these eyeshadow trios. And I was looking at the website. Oh, they're not trios. They're quads. I didn't realize there's a shadow on the top. What I found the most interesting about these little quads, I guess, is that they all have a pop to them. Like, every single one has a pop to them, and I'm kind of surprised. Like, I mean, in some ways it reminds me of just luxury makeup I've seen in the past of being like, it's all neutrals and a pop. Like, okay. Like, that's what I feel like, again, Dior did for a very long time. But these color combos are definitely interesting. They almost seem like runway stuff. Like, I don't know. I really like this one with almost a chartreusey kind of swampy green look to it. And then the other shadows in there are kind of like cool and gray. But I don't think I like anything enough to pick up. Like, I want to try it for sure, but I mostly just want to swatch this in store. Let's be real. Like, I want to see it in person. I'm not buying one of those quads for $100. They're $100. When I don't feel like there's one color story that really just is like, oh yeah. I don't know, I kind of appreciate the fun, but it's like little color stories that kind of confuse me. They didn't get me. They didn't get me. And I feel like I'm over here fast and loose with my money. Jeez. So glad I didn't get that. Okay, something I'm really excited about. Glossier is coming out with the Stretch Fluid Foundation. This is based off the Stretch Concealer, which I really love the Stretch Concealer. So this has me really excited. I know the Stretch Concealer is quite dewy, and I am an oily girl. I'm hopeful that this more dewy makeup, though, is going to be working even better for me going into fall and winter, colder months, that type of thing. So I have hope, but I'm also, you know, I'm realizing, like, I want my complexion to look good, but I don't mind looking dewy. And as much as I want my makeup to last, I just don't expect it to look perfect. I don't know. It sucks. Like, being oily, I feel like everything catered to me. I'm just like, I don't like that finish on my skin though. Like, I don't want to look full coverage matte. You know, I don't want that. I want something lightweight, and I want something that looks alive. And those are the things I want. So all those finishes that I enjoy tend to be things that don't work with my skin long term necessarily. So I don't know. I'm just giving up the battle, honestly. That's how I feel. I mean, and just enjoying the foundations I do enjoy, and just either touching up or just knowing, like, we'll just see how it goes, like, kind of being reckless about it. Anyway, these are going to be $34, 32 different shades. Very excited for that. I have the Stretch Concealer currently, and it's my second one. Like, I've gone through a full one. I repurchased it, so it is something I have enjoyed in the past. I haven't worn it in a while, in a little bit, but still very, very excited for the foundation for sure. I really do feel like there's been so many foundations that have come out this year. I'd love to know what you think about this release from Drunk Elephant, the Be Goldy Bright drops. These are just like golden kind of illuminating drops, and I don't know, it feels like it's been so long since the rosy ones have come out, and even the bronzing ones. I have the rosy ones. I bought them through BoxyCharm or something, and they seem like kind of separate. I'm like, I don't know if these are good. I don't know if these are bad, honestly. So yeah, I think they might have just been in my box for the month. Like, 1 month it was a really good box. It was like a Bobbi Brown shadow stick. It was these drops, the rosy drops from Drunk Elephant, and like a Natasha Denona palette. Like, it was like, oh my gosh, who am I with this box? But these drops, I'm just not sure. I don't know. I'm loving a cream. I'm loving a powder. Maybe that's where I'm drawing the line a little bit with the liquids. I'm like, my foundation being liquid is enough. Okay. My foundation being liquid is enough. Okay, this collection from ColourPop, the Naruto collection, I actually got sent this in PR, and I'm not sure, I mean, this palette itself looks so similar to other palettes that have come out from ColourPop, and so, you know, it has some neutrals, it has some pops, but they're all kind of primary colors, like the blue, the kind of reddy color, the kind of yellowy gold. I just don't really want those types of colors necessarily. I like something more teal or something more even pink or whatever, like just different variations of those tones I want instead of the more primary versions of them. But there's a glitter, some liners, it's a whole collection. I'd love to know what you guys think of this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video on it just because it's not really my thing. But I'd love to know if you're a big fan of Naruto, if you are picking that up, what you think about it. There is a new collab with Morphe and Meredith Hexbury, which she is a big TikToker. I believe she's the one that does like the foundation. That's like how I know. I'm not on TikTok, so I'm sorry if I'm wrong or out of the loop. I'm so sorry. But she has a collab with Morphe. There's a big old palette, and this one's kind of that rainbow thing. So it's kind of everything all in one. There's also a smaller palette, it looks like, some lip products. It looks like some face products, eyebrow thing. It's kind of a whole collection. Definitely not the palette for me. It's funny because it just feels like old school YouTube, but on TikTok. Like this palette, this collab, I have no idea how it's being received in like that whole world, but this feels like, you know, if it were happening on YouTube, like, I don't know, 2016. That's kind of the feels I get from it. So yeah, did you pick that up? Let me know. I like some of the pastel colors, but I'm also learning like sometimes I just love to look at pastels. And I'm not necessarily putting them on my eyes. Oh my gosh, this perfume release, I'm so sad that I didn't get to, it was sold out by the time, but there's gonna be a Renaissance perfume from Beyonce. I'm so excited for this. The notes: clementine, golden honey, rose absolute, jasmine sandalwood, myrrh, and golden amber. So it seems like it's gonna be like a little bit sweet, a little bit floral, a little bit warm. I'm excited for it. $160 though. And this is the thing, okay, with perfume, and I know we're not on the perfume channel, I should save it, but celebrity perfumes are like, no offense, the bottom tier in the perfume world, okay? I know that sounds like what, but this is really kind of how it goes. It's like, well, maybe not just celebrity, maybe like stores that have perfumes are also kind of on celebrity tier, but it's like celebrity and like, let's say Hollister perfumes, whatever, would be more on the bottom tier. And by bottom, I just mean that they're usually more inexpensive and they're usually more mass appealing. So they're a little bit more sweet also, or, you know, the notes aren't as interesting. Maybe the scent story itself isn't as complex or just kind of challenging even. So that would be that tier. Then we have designer, and in the, you know, clothing world, designer is top tier, but in perfume, it's kind of mid. And then you get into niche, which is really expensive and more like luxury clothing, but in perfume. Does that make sense? I didn't know that until I was getting into perfume. I thought like designer perfumes were it, but there's this whole other world past that where perfumes are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of money, okay? But this perfume from Beyonce, $160, like you can find niche for that. You can find designer for that. It just feels very expensive. I really hope that it's good quality. I hope that it has good longevity. I hope that it's really strong, you know, but damn, I know Rihanna had a very expensive perfume when she came out with her Fenty perfume. It just feels like this is more than some of the Kilian perfumes at Sephora. I know that some Kilian perfumes can be in the 300s, but still, like, I'm just like, gosh, dang it. Like, I do not want celebrity perfumes to start going up that high. I mean, I guess it's just how it goes. Everything is expensive right now, but still. There were some products that came out from Charlotte Tilbury, the beach sticks. These are like cream blush sticks, and I wasn't interested in these. I mean, I'm sure they're fine. In my head, I just thought of them as like kind of stick serums. Like I didn't think the pigmentation was gonna be there, and then I thought they were gonna be just kind of like glowy only, like almost tacky feeling. I don't know, just from looking at them, that's the vibe I got, and so I felt like they weren't gonna be for me necessarily, but I guess they're popular because everyone's like, they brought them back. They weren't around, now they are around, not really sure. Okay, for more of an indie launch, Phytosurgeons came out with some bronzers. Super excited for these. I did end up buying one. I bought the lightest shade, and that color is called, I think it's just number 1. It has more of the golden undertones. They have one with some rosier undertones, but I decided to go with the warmer one, so hopefully that'll work for me. I'm excited for it. A cream bronzer. I really love my cream bronzers. I love my powder bronzers, so I am excited for that. I love the cream blushes the most from Phytosurgeons. That is like so good, and I ended up buying basically the other shades I didn't have because I either want to do like a swatch video or something. I just felt like more for reference, although I feel like if you need reference, Phytosurgeons on their Instagram, they have so many swatches, so much information there, so I feel like there's tons of those pictures, but I just love those blushes so much. I'm honestly getting to the point where I can feel that by the end of this year, I think I can do a decent declutter, and I know I have haven't like done more hardcore declutter in a while, but I'm kind of outgrowing space because I've been getting sent stuff, I've been buying stuff, and I think I'm at a good place of knowing what I'm interested in, what I am enjoying, what I might enjoy in the future, but I think there are some things I can let go, and so I'm kind of excited for it in a good way, letting things go, not because I feel like I have to, not because I feel like I only have too much, or in this guilty way that I feel like a lot of my decluttering has come from in the past. And so I'm really excited for that, but I'm sitting on it just a little bit. I'm sitting on that feeling just a tiny bit because I don't want to like go into it too fast and regret anything, but that is something definitely on the horizon. So let me know if you want to see it like in a full collection, if I should do it by category. I don't know what I want to do with that, but I can feel it coming on. Like I've had a few thoughts of like, I think I'm ready. Like I think I'm ready to let go of some of this stuff and feel good about it and still have variety, still have all the things I love, while also letting go of some of the things I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use. I had someone specifically want me to talk about this palette from LH Cosmetics, and it is so pretty. It's a 9-pan. It's called the Aim Higher palette, and it is cool toned with this like really fun neon yellow pop in it. Really love this. It's kind of like that Prada quad in some ways, but there's just a little bit more in here, I feel like, to kind of flesh out an actual look and have a few different things going on. I definitely am interested in that palette. I don't know if I'll pick it up or when I'll pick it up, but I definitely saw this, thought it was so pretty. The thing is, the cool tones in here, some of them look beautiful and have that little bit of warmth, although they're still cool. Whereas there are some like more steely grays, blue toned grays in here. And I think those can be pretty, but I just don't wear those as much. Sometimes I feel like those tones can look a little harsh almost when they're too cool, like actually gray. So that's like something that I'm kind of like, but I love the idea of it. I love the color story. I think it's so fun. Love that pop. You guys know I love popping like a chartreuse. And so that neon yellow, I feel like is interchangeable. Like if you're not into the greeniness of the chartreuse, go with the neon yellow. I think that'd be so pretty, but definitely a beautiful palette. I actually was really intrigued by that one when it came out. So I know that one's a little bit older. Okay, I'm trying to see what else there is. There's a new e.l.f. collection, the Berry Hot Drop. It's in collaboration with Loser Fruit. It has some cute little strawberries on it. Like packaging looks really cute. I think the lip mask is probably my favorite thing out of all of it. There's also like a strawberry sponge, which is cute. I kind of wonder how functional it is. The face palette, I like that red blush. I've really been loving the red blush, the Dior one that I have. Oof, I love it. I think it is so pretty. Or I've been using Singe from Phytosurgeon. So they're like, Singe isn't red, but I feel like on my skin it gives me what like a diffused red look is. So I like the idea of that. It still feels kind of empty on the makeup front in some ways, even though we have some like pretty big launches. I'm so excited. We're gonna start getting into holiday though. That'll be very, hopefully exciting. Either really disappointing or really exciting. These I never touched on from Moira. They have some new cream shadows out. They're kind of moussey. I did pick up quite a few of these, so at some point hopefully I'll do a video. I don't know. I can't promise anything at any point, but so far, as much as I quite like them overall. I do think that if you want something really sparkly or I don't know, more impactful in some ways, I would go with the Star Shadow pots, like the more semi-pressed shadows than I would these, or even the cream shadows. These to me give something, in at least the ones I've tried, a little bit more refined. Like they're not as sparkly or shimmery. They're a little more of like almost a satin, but they definitely have that like moussey texture going on. Okay, I think the last palette, I want to leave it off because I would love to get your guys' opinions on this. This is another one that's been tempting me from Izumaya. The Industrial 2.0 palette. Like I know that, I don't know if I've talked about this yet, but initially when I saw this, I was excited for it, but I was like, oh, it's so many colors. But I've seen so many creators who love sparkle, love shimmer, talk really great about this or show just really beautiful swatches, and I love an all shimmery one shadow look. Like today I'm wearing this really beautiful peachy shade from Odin's Eye, just a single, and it's so pretty. Like I just love something simple. Even if I do colorful, it's just like one shadow, something a little bit sheer, definitely has that sparkle, and I feel like each of these shadows is that. Every single shadow in here is that? So I don't know, I'm tempted by this. I'd love to know if you've picked it up. What do you think of this palette? Do you like it? Do you think it's good? Do you think that the textures are good? The colors, like, what do you think? I haven't bought anything from the brand yet, so I kind of am interested to do that, but this palette might be like one of those things that, you know, looking at it as a singular color story, it's kind of all over the place, but there's something that seems so special about the actual finishes that has me excited and kind of intrigued. So that one I keep going back and forth on. I go back and forth. I really just love that they're all shimmers, like unabashedly all shimmer palette, let's go. I love that. I freaking love that. Although I have been doing a couple matte looks lately with the latte, you know, look going around, and I'm like, okay, like mattes can be pretty, but shimmers still have my heart, you know? Shimmers still get me so excited, and I just love the idea of just one shimmer all over the lid, a little bit of light, a little bit of illumination. It just makes me happy, makes my heart happy. So let me know if you've tried that, what you think. But I think I'm gonna leave the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed just chilling, chatting again today. Let me know your thoughts on any of this makeup, especially the Pat McGrath palette. Thank you so much for watching. And other than that, I will see you in the next one. Bye.